Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome to United News Sunday edition. Nice little Sunday catch up. Easy like Sunday morning. Oh,
Wow.
You like that, Owen? You know what I mean?
Well,
nah.
No.
Well,
no.
mate, you say no like your ones are ever good of those.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're
That's
not.
the whole point. You're like, oh well, mine's are just obviously to compare to mine. I mean, they're really good.
I just wouldn't. I wouldn't probably. You know, the singing was a bit. You know, was a bit.
Yeah.
If I was Simon Cowell right now in X Factor, I would do. You know when he does this.
Could you? No, but would it be? Could you do something else? Could you?
Yeah,
or
that's what I'd say.
No.
Have you come with another song? Have you come with another
one that's got Sunday in it? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
it doesn't have to
Thursday,
be Sunday.
Friday. Oh,
doesn't have to be Sunday. Anything.
All right, cool. I get your gist. I get your gist. But listen, we ain't come to do Britain's Got Talent or Pop Idol or Britain's Got Talent or whatever. We haven't. We've come to talk about Manchester United in a short roundup video because there's been a few things happening over the international break. Got a lot of fans talking. The main one right at the top is Ugarte.
Yes.
There's some. I don't know if you heard. There's some big lightning going on. Ugarte.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have the KG bomb or anything like that, but it's like we've got him.
That was a real
spirit.
one, bro.
You know?
Yeah. Jesus, I don't. The mic's not quite good. I don't.
Boom.
Did you actually hear that? Or
I heard it. Yeah. Quite literally. You know?
Yeah. So, Ugarte. I think he might be ready. Be ready. But we saw him play like 79 minutes for Uruguay, and a lot of people online then sort of go, right, I've seen that. Either some people have seen it by, you know, go onto SofaScore or go onto whatever it is you use. He played 79 minutes, this much tackles, ready. Some people watched the game. Some people watched the game and saw 90 minutes of it and said, yeah, don't tell me he's not ready, mate. It's 80 minutes in the tank there. And then some people went, listen, he was knackered in the last 10 minutes, so be careful. So there's a lot with it. But clearly what you could tell is obviously we are so desperate. It was Ugarte watch, clearly, for a lot of people, and it was to see how long he could play. But there are things to take from it. Yeah,
and it's also how it's framed, isn't it, as well? Because, of course, when Erik ten Hag spoke about Manuel Ugarte right before the international break, I've got the quote in front of me, he said, Manu hasn't played in the season so far. He needs to build his fitness. It can take weeks, maybe months. And that's what he said a week ago. And that was the justification for why there was no real rush to register him, because that was also the line given from the club, wasn't it, of once it got closer. Well, it was a weird one, actually, because it was here we go on like the Tuesday or Wednesday. And it was like, well, yeah, I remember Darmesh saying that he was confused by it because he was like, I was told at one point there would be no issues with him being registered for the game. And then nothing happened for a couple of days. And that turned into he's not going to be registered for the game, but we were never going to register him for the game because he definitely wouldn't be ready. Maybe it'd be a sort of a light cameo off the bench, but he was never going to start or anything like that, which I think, you know, the vast majority, I would say, did kind of sort of take as read, like, well, you know, look, he hasn't played in pre-season. He was in Copa America, so I don't think he was going to be totally ready. And then, obviously, then the game itself happened, and people was like, even a half-ready Ugarte, that would help for us today, considering the lack of options we had off the bench. And then once you heard Ten Hag's comments of it could take weeks, maybe months, someone was like, Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone face, what is going on? And then to see him start and play 80 minutes in this Uruguay game, I think people have gone, that's a bit weird. That's a bit weird.
Doesn't look months off to me.
But at the same time, is that the building of the fitness that Erik ten Hag is talking about? That these are kind of the opportunities we need to use for him to build up his fitness, is play these international games, get as many minutes as he possibly can before he plays for United. I suppose the thing now would be is, I don't know if Uruguay have another game in this run. I think they might, maybe. I'm not sure. In fact, have a look. If that is the case, now the expectation would be that, you know, they're expecting him to be involved once he's back now. You know, when we have that first game against Southampton, it is a Saturday at 12:31, so possibly it's one of those ones where it's like
Peru on the 11th.
Right. So you would think probably, wow, from a Man United point of view, you probably encourage him.
No. Sorry. Venezuela on the 10th.
Venezuela on the 10th, right? So there was a couple of days' time. From a Man United point of view, again, you'd probably be encouraging, can we actually get him involved in that? You know, get some more game time as well. So
100%. I want him to do another 80 minutes if possible.
Exactly. But then that gets into the conversation of he hasn't played a lot of football. He's had to travel from South America. The game's at 12:30 on a Saturday against Southampton. So will he be ready for that? That kind of thing.
Give him a half.
But the point being is, long-winded point, after he's played a couple of games in his version of preseason, because he didn't have one. Now it's like, well, got to be ready. We need him. We need him at this point.
I think look, there's a lot made. First, on the Erik ten Hag thing, again, we're on him now in terms of the things he says, because he said that Harry
totally different,
100%, absolutely, and with what he said post match, for quite a few reasons. Obviously, the thing with Ian Lederman, the thing with Crookie, where he said about the mentality, and then he went, "I never said that." Crookie went, "You literally just said it," which was cringe as well. And then obviously this Harry Potter thing where he said, "Listen, this guy could take weeks or months." So we're on that saying, well, we're expecting to see Ugarte sort of hanging on by a string. He must be way off, sort of thing. So then when you see him run around for 80 whole minutes and play, I just saw the highlights, so it's not the whole thing, but I watched highlights. You see him sort of just doing Ugarte things, running around, kicking people, getting the ball back, couple slide tackles, like just, running around. And some people who watched the 90 minutes said he was knackered in the last 10, which again, what would you expect if that's his first game back?
Yeah.
But also, the reason why a lot of people got a bit annoyed, and it's like, someone who's played, they do take a little while to get up to speed, but someone who played all the way through the summer, like he did, same with like Kobe and, Bruno to a certain extent, Dallo, the guys that kind of didn't really get a break. These are top pros, bro. It doesn't take long. It doesn't. Yes, the traveling, the jet lag.
You say that we had the Leach conversation, was it Friday?
Yeah.
And then the conversation becomes, if they're not completely ready, but they're playing, and then they're not playing very well, then that becomes they're not good.
But I think and that shouldn't happen.
It should be, but just play them because we need to just
play them. Yeah, but Leach is one again. But again, there can just be bad form in this. Like sometimes, you're fit.
But we've said about Kobe as well, haven't we? Start the season going. Look, what we've said about Kobe at the start of the season going, doesn't look totally fit though. At the moment, but you've got to play to get fit.
You just got to play to get fit, and it's just rhythm, and it's just form. Like we haven't got these guys we're talking about. Again, this is the thing we do need to do, which we spoke about last time off the Graham Sourness thing. Like we don't have like out and out, straight out, through and through world class players. We don't have one. Like Kobe Mainoo's not that yet. Way off that. He's only have half a season. So you can't say he's out and out, thoroughbred, through and through, world class. We don't know that yet. This is his second season and his first, like, from the start. And he's got new challenges that we haven't seen him answer yet. Your card's marked. In midfield, everyone's on you. And also your development as like, okay, not that he has to prove to us that it wasn't a purple patch, because that's not the case at all. But like, now's the time you sort of find yourself as a pro, where you look after yourself, consistently playing. Martinez, since we've had him, he had a really good first season. Then he was blighted with injuries the second, playing in the Copa America, won it. And then, like, again, we just need to, he's not out and out thoroughbred world class. He's not. De Ligt is not. Like, we don't have that. So if our players' levels are a bit, he's not playing that good. Yeah, he's just not playing that good, mate. He's just playing shit.
Well, that was my point.
It's not all about they're not ready and this.
That was my whole point with the Leach thing on Friday. Is that we've now decided after 3 difficult games to start the season, I say difficult in the sense of it wasn't great performances, that he's just rubbish now. He was and also he was never good. That's also the other part is because you can be struggling now. Fair enough. All the players in the United team are, but we do have this. The revisionism thing, not about players, about managers, about like eras, is nuts because it's like heavy on like the revisionism of the end of Ollie's era at the moment.
Terrible.
I literally was on social media this morning and they showed the game against Atalanta, Old Trafford. We came back from 2-0 down, and they were like this. And I think the thing was like this was Manchester United. This was peak Ollie ball, and I was like sitting there going, "Where's Don Robbie again when I need him?" I'm sitting there going,
"No, wait a minute, wait." Because
I remember it because the channel was going at the time, and I was like, That wasn't the case at all. At the time, we were cussing out Ollie, but going, this is happening every fucking week. We're going behind, or it wasn't. There was still this idea of there was a style of play then is not true, because there's freestyle football, individual moments, individual brilliance. I remember that passion.
Ollie got a freestyle, mate. That's his name.
I remember at the time. So in the same way that we like just changed the history about. I get that, and at the time, that was before last season. That was our worst ever Premier League season, and now we're romanticizing it. It was great back then. No, it wasn't. That season, Ollie got sacked. Ralph Rangnick came in and said open heart surgery, and everyone agrees. They still use open heart surgery today as a phrase.
Well, so nothing changed, but it's
so
not.
When it comes to that, it's the same with players. It's the same with eras. Like we have to do this. Don't totally revise the past when it comes to it. And, you know, when it comes to Ugarte, to bring it back to the original point, is that now's the time, if he plays a couple of games in this international break, I don't know, though. But I don't know if he's going to start against Southampton. I said this on Trinity on Friday. I don't think there's going to be many changes to that team, Flex. I
don't, because we've got a lack of options.
Exactly.
Let's be real.
So what's it going to be?
Again, it's like, there's no point. This is the thing with us as fans. There's no point getting super mad at, like, certain things that you can foresee with just your own brain. Like, that's just how I see it. Like,
when the starting 11 comes out on Saturday, there will be the most meltdown of meltdowns, because there will not be a lot of changes. It's silly.
It's like Mason Mount is injured. When Eriksen plays, we're like, oh, mate, it's over. He shouldn't really be playing. McTominay's gone. There is no Amrabat. That's 4 that we already go, either can't play because not bloody here anymore, or they're injured, or they're like bit surplus in Eriksen, yeah? Casemiro, obviously, stinker, horrible, this, that, and the other. But he's there. Ugarte is the only one where we're like, God, I got started. Come on. The Luke Shaw one, if he is available for selection, to be honest, I'm not even going to be like, yeah, exactly. And there hasn't even been noises of that as he ramps. This hasn't had that feel. But let's just say he was. I'll be honest, Owen. I've gone past the thing of like, he's back. Good. Oh, yeah. I just whatever you. If you think he should play, exactly. Eric and the coaching staff, if you think he can last for a fucking 70 minutes and take whatever, do what you want. Like, I'm not going to go mad if he's not playing. I ain't going to go mad if he is, because like you said, it sounds horrible, but it's a countdown. If he comes through a game, great. If he doesn't, I expected it. So again, the rest of the team, it's like, it's only this, it's this Rashford for Garnacho thing, which we keep saying every single game. And Højlund's still injured, so Xerxes has to play. So
and it's whether does Ahmad start or not, isn't it? Because he didn't start against Liverpool, so that's the only point of really discussion.
There's not really anything else
from that team against Liverpool. I mean, and look, he did take Casemiro off for Collier at halftime against Liverpool, so it's not out of the realm of possibility he could start Collier instead.
That would make people happy.
It's not totally impossible, that one. But you think largely it's not going to be.
But just before we move on, the last thing I was going to say was this thing that, like, people are playing crap because they're just not fit enough yet. Like, it don't take that long. Like, honestly, and you do have to be aware. But players that have played, so 3rd place match for Copa America against Canada, right? So they won on penalties, 14th of July. So he played. Did he play in that game as well? Or did they change the team because they let me have a look. No, he played. He played in that game, right? Ugarte did, and so he played right up until the 11th of July, right? So then when he was waiting for his move to Man United, he's basically had a preseason. He's in camp every day, sharp as anything, playing all these higher octane games in Copa America. You know what I mean? South America, everyone just kicking it, like proper intense games. You know about Copa America. These guys ain't taking it easy.
He'd have had his time off, wouldn't he? And
so he's had his time off, which is normal. And then he's probably the back end of that preseason, he probably wouldn't even have, maybe might have played one PSG game maybe before the season started.
I don't think he did. I'm not sure. I know.
No, I'm saying if he was back and he was back in, he might have got one game out of it and then come to United. So it's not. And now he's gone away after United have played a couple of games, 3 games without him there. I get that. So that puts him back a couple of weeks at best. And then you go away for 2 weeks with your national team, or a week and a bit, play a couple of games, and then you should be able to give us something against Southampton. He'll be on the bench against that. He'll give us something.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case. I think so. When it comes to obviously other people in the international break, Matthijs de Ligt.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I just had a huge power cut. We've lost about 10 minutes. As you're watching this is absolutely seamless. But as you saw earlier on, about 15 minutes ago in this video, when I went like that, because there was some serious thunder and lightning, it happened again. And then, but this time,
I was wondering. So it's still a few times I thought Flex is actually in the upside down right now, literally. It's like there's some crazy, you know.
Oh, I was like,
this
is where, bro, honestly, this is where you seriously give thanks for, like, just, you know, safe place to live. Just no, we're good, we're safe. But my God, fucking hell. I don't even know where he was.
I was literally just about to start talking about Matthijs de Ligt and talking about
then the power went, no, you're not talking about him, don't do it.
No, absolutely, we're not talking censored. He said after the Netherlands game, said, I'm happy with my move to Manchester United. Also, this was an interesting way of
very interesting.
Also, because I stay in the picture, the Premier League has more viewers, the Bundesliga lesser. Now, when he says that, does he mean on an international level? You know, just in terms of
he means of he means of getting into their squad. Because also you have to look at it this way.
I'm in the shop window, mate. I'm still in the shop window.
No.
Just moved.
Oh yeah, no. Let's not. Yeah, anyone saying that is like let's not do that. I feel like you got to look at it this way. Did you see? Which I know you would have, and I'm asking you guys at home, so Owen would have seen this. Did you see how Ronald Koeman has taken to Steven Bergwijn going to Saudi? Yeah. That tells you everything about that camp, about how important it is that the players understand that they need to be in a good progressive league. And I feel like I'm just marrying 2 and 2 together here, by the way. Like, I could be wrong, but I took it as, that's interesting. Didn't really have to say that. We all know how good you are. You're a big player. You played at big clubs since you were 17. But the way that happened, and Steven Bergwijn clapped back the other day saying he shouldn't have done that. He could have called me. You know, I don't want to play for him anyway.
I think he's right. He shouldn't have done that. I mean,
yeah, he should. But
also as well, he picked Gigi Wijnaldum.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
hypocritical. And now Memphis Depay's about to go to Flamengo, isn't he?
Yeah,
somewhere in Brazil.
Like
so it's like seems a little bit like you just don't like Steven Bergwijn. But anyway, but I don't know. Maybe just in light of that happening, and then to hear him say, you know, better league, more people watching, it's good, it's better, more eyes on me. I don't know. I just thought it was about that, but and also maybe just to just big up the Premier League for no reason.
But yeah, perhaps maybe that's what it was.
So it was just interesting. It's not really anything we can dive into. It was just interesting that he said it.
No, exactly. Joshua Zirkzee made his first start for the Netherlands last night and also got his first goal as well. He also got an assist later on as well. So a successful game for him, which, by the way, he really needed. He really needed that, you know, obviously, because it's weird. It's a weird one how you frame it with Zirkzee, because, again, if you took out that that game against Liverpool, you'd actually say to start the season, obviously got the winning goal against Fulham, was unlucky against Brighton.
Against Brighton, should have scored another one.
Was unlucky, but, you know, was in the right position and looked, you know, somewhat lively when he came on. And it's because that game against Liverpool was such a big stinker, you know, a couple of big chances and obviously the manner of the defeat, which wasn't all on him, by the way, as well. This, you know, you could just tell by body language, look of him, confidence was very quickly.
His way off it
in that game, wasn't it? Really quickly shot to the point where he sat down. Rude had to give him a bit of a shoulder rub to say, "Hey, don't worry about it. It happens."
It was a baptism of fire, innit? Ironically, in the baptism of fire I kept talking about that Liverpool should get, we got it in every way, shape, of the form. I got a baptism of fire as a fan. Hold that. Our players got a baptism of fire. The manager got everything to do with Man United. Literally, I mean, you could call that a jinx, but yeah, that's what happened. And for him, that's really what it was. It was a baptism of fire. It was, bloody hell, this is quick. Bloody hell, they're on me. Bloody hell, there's pressure. Bloody hell, it's horrible when you miss a few chances in front of Stretford end one, but this is a lot. But this is also the nature of the beast, because he's going, last time I played here, this stand was lovely. I was running off doing this. And it can change just like that. And that is, for a young player trying to find his feet at United, you know what? Again, it's how you look at life, innit? Part of life. It's how you look at life, about like the setbacks and the come-ups and the come-downs. You could say, what's better for somebody? Just having it all their own way in the first few 6 months, you know, and then everything's lovely. You're in a purple patch, tap-ins here, tap-ins galore. Obviously, that's good. But actually, sometimes to face a little bit of adversity in your first, just like to get straight in, it's almost better to go, right, don't get too high carried away if you score. Don't get too low if you miss a few. This is what it is here. It's continuous. It's a game every 3 days. The expectation's high. The fans expect this. I expect this. I want to get into this team. Rasmus is coming back chomping at the bit. Wow, this is not Bologna. This is Man United. So that's where I'm like, you know what? It will do him good. And like you said there, then you get to go away in national break almost a few days later, straight away, get with your national team, get a start under your belt, get a goal, get an assist. Do you know what I mean? Come back because you're probably going to be starting against Southampton. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Good, absolutely good. This is exactly what he needed. I'm trying to look at the highlights actually.
And it's not as if he's not aware of that, because of course, you know, he did come from Bayern Munich originally, so he's certainly aware of big club expectations, standard mentality. But I think the Liverpool thing, I think, was maybe more of a sort of a Premier League awakening of like, you know, I played for Bayern Munich. When he played for Bayern, certainly that was like, you know, quite a very successful time. I think he was there under Hansi Flick, wasn't he, when they won everything?
Yeah, just didn't play that much.
Although, to be fair, prior to that, you know, they did go through a bit of adversity by, and hence why Hansi Flick got the job in the first place. But still, you know, the point being is that you would be aware of what it's like at a big club, but you also then have to go like, Man United ain't Bayern Munich in the sense of like every game. Every game is a full-on battle. We are not guaranteed to win every game. And also, that's playing for Man United against Liverpool at Old Trafford, yeah? And that's playing in the Premier League of like, you know, when you receive the ball on the half turn, you've got milliseconds. You don't have like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You have like half a second, if that. You know what I mean? They'll be on you. And if your touch isn't good enough, you will lose the ball.
You're on it. Or if you try and play at your pace, no one's waiting for you, bro.
And, you know, and yes, you're a striker. And yes, you know, you would hope that you're going to get multiple chances in the game, which you did. But by the way, if you don't, pressure's really, really on. Like it's not going to be like again in other games, or like at Bologna, where it's like, well, expectations are a little bit lower. So you know,
they've got into the Champions League. Well done, Mark.
It's like no, that's it. You know,
you're coming into a ship that's been on the ground, been shipwrecked for a long time, and everyone's like, when is this thing going to get back to the top again?
Exactly.
Yeah, get in.
How good are you right now?
Yeah. Have we got another dud, or have we not a dud, but just, you know, just the pressure's just on, in it. Rival fans are going to be on you as well. Is this kid they bought? Oh, he ain't saying nothing. This, that, and the other. So that is the nature of the Premier League, and that's kind of what Matthias de Ligt is talking about as well. But yeah, on him, I think good for him. Always good that any one of our players go away and have good performances, especially at Man United when there's a lot of reasons for your confidence to be low half the time.
Yeah,
a lot of players see it as a breath of fresh air. So for him having that tough game, and you know what? I know, like, we don't like to talk about it like this, right? Because of the rivalries in football. Because obviously we saw what happened with Leacher and McAllister and stuff like that. It rubs some people up the wrong way. But don't get it twisted. Like, him going back into camp with like the Dutch players, he'll get a lot of support. Like, he'll have like Virgil van Dijk, who's like captain of is he captain? He is, isn't it? Of Dutch of
the Netherlands.
I think he is. So. Anyway, senior player. Obviously, they've just played, and I know we can be like, we're fans, so we're like, oh, don't do that. In the camp, he'll get an arm around the shoulder from senior players, especially like Van Dijk. No matter what you think about him as a Liverpool, you know, he's the enemy. He will put his arm around him, say, "Listen, bro, don't worry about that yesterday or the other week. You're playing against me, so you weren't going to do nothing." However, this is the Premier League, bro. You'll get it. Like, he would have done the same to Gakpo. Like, Gakpo said it when he went there, even though he's going to come to us. De Ligt will do the same thing. You know, it helps. You know, senior. If I don't know if Daley Blint's in that team anymore, but if he is somewhere, again, these experienced players will say, "Listen, man, been there, been in Man United or the Premier League. We know what it is, bro. You just keep going." And actually, to go and be with your countrymen, you need that. Memphis he was there in attendance. He might be messaging him, talking to him, saying, "Listen, bro, I was there. It was bloody tough. Look how it ended for me, but you got this." So, yeah, good on him. And that's what we need.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, well, we need our players to come back as best of form as they possibly can, right? Because it's going to be a big September, October.
I'm just looking at all the different like passes completed. They played this much minutes, that much minutes. I saw Mazraoui. I was like, good. Saw Bruno. I was like, good. Dallo, he was celebrating Ronaldo's 900th goal. Good, no problems. Then obviously Xerxes now. Did De Ligt play as well?
Yeah. Good. It was it was a tight game as well, if I recall correctly.
When it 5-2, no, it's 5-2.
At one point, I think it was like 3-2 as well. It was
really
wild game. Yeah, De Ligt started alongside Virgil van Dijk. Never plays for his country though. Always kept out, isn't he? You know what I mean?
But you know, it's Nations League.
But it's still true, isn't it? Some of the narratives that surround it, he never ever plays.
Now Van de Ven must be rubbish now. Never plays. Never plays.
I tell you what, as well, yeah. He's a different player for his country without Weghorst, isn't he? He is.
He's
always
clutch,
scores. Always, always comes on, always scores. And now he plays for Ajax as well.
Managers trust him.
I've got a soft spot in my heart for him.
100%. And actually, Suckby and those guys told us what you get him with him.
Yeah,
from the national team. Now they've got him.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that was the. Well, I'm not the biggest fan, but no, it's like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, he's their main striker now. So yeah, you do have soft spot for players like, because it's like players just understand the cause and just do the basics well, and actually do help the team play better. Like, I know there were things where the ball arrived at him and you're going, bloody hell, we shouldn't have Weghorst here. But in that period, did the team function better? Yes or no? And it did. Hey,
you want to be, we're talking about revisionist history. One thing it isn't revisionist history is about Weghorst going to Barcelona and playing in the 10 and being brilliant.
And freeing up Marcus Rashford to go and do what he needs to do on a counter.
That did happen. We were really unlucky to win that game.
Both games, yeah. Then I think he come off in the second game, but Old Trafford.
Good. Yeah.
Good. But you know, it happens. And he played his part in that tough period for us. So got to respect the guy for that. To finish off, then basically Ten Hag does have a bit of dilemma on his hands, because what does he do? Does he?
I don't know if he does actually.
Does he play him? Really? Does he not?
If you look at the options, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are options to come in. It would just be, you're going to put in Ugarte from the start, which he could. He could
see how long he lasts. Just start and see how long he lasts. Yeah,
and because again, Erik ten Hag cannot afford anything less but a win against Southampton. Anything less but a win, because that would be what, 4 games, 1 win. It'd be three in a row without winning. Even if it was a draw, he'd be like, fuck now.
Bottom of the league as well.
Yeah, so he needs that. We need that. Everyone needs that.
Especially in the weekend where I think Arsenal play Spurs, isn't it? So it's like you got to look at stuff like that already, just because you can lose ground so easily.
I've stopped even looking at it already.
That's early. You got to, man.
No, don't focus on the others yet. Or focus on yourself. Focus on ourselves. We're not in the position to focus on others. We're not.
Yeah, but I just
we're not.
I need to know. I need to know what's going on.
We're not in the position. I know maybe it's the DR thing. I need to go back in there. You know.
There's definitely that.
You know,
but not just that. It's because you know what? Before you know it, we could be way off sort of top 4 vibes. It's only the 4th game, so I get it. It'll work itself out. But because I know Ineos are there now, they're doing it. They're doing that. So I'm on it now. I'm going, well, I think they're going to be like, well, okay, it's been shaky, but we're still 3 points off the top 4. We keep going. But if it's like you said, when it's untenable and it's like, mate, we're 9 points off top 4. It's Christmas. What are we doing here? Like, I need to know. I need to know what's going on.
I mean more.
I need to look at Brighton. I need to look at Villa.
I mean more just like, I'm looking at the table at the end of the day and seeing where everyone lines up. But I'm not looking at individual results. Well, we need to get a win here because they're playing here and they're playing this. I'm like, we got other things to think about yet. Yeah, we got.
I see you saying just anyhow. But anyway, positive vibes, guys. Thanks for watching. Little quick technical there, little Mick feeling intro to sort us out. We're safe and sound. The thunder and lightning has passed. I can see daylight now instead of grey cloud everywhere. Big up to you. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we'll see you on the morning view tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace.